Yo, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Straightjacket podcast 250. Wow, we have finally got to that milestone. Big up to everybody who's been locked in for the last 4 or 5 years. If you've been watching it since last year, big up to you. If you've been watching it since 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, I've been part of the journey. Then salute to you guys, man. It's been an amazing journey. I can't thank you enough, man. And you know what? Shout out to Nurdin, shout out to Aaron, shout out to everybody who's been on the Straight Jacket podcast ever since we started on the, in a small little yogurt shop, was it in the in city centre in town. Shout out to Furt, shout out to Hussein, everybody there, and yeah, man, Nurdin, 250 podcasts, man, crazy feeling, right?
Yeah, man, amazing, incredible achievement. Amazing landmark, man. Big up to you, bro, for being relentless with it. Yeah. I don't think there are better podcasts out there, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you because here, zero agendas, just telling it as it is. You know what I mean? No clickbaiting, just telling it as it is. And it's
yes.
And I'm glad to be part of it. Yeah, it's been educational. Man. It's been crazy at times. Unfortunately, I'm not losing the plot. Like I lost the plot outside the stadium on Wednesday. The Champions League means a lot to me, innit? So I lost the plot. People been hitting at me all week, saying I'm a madman, but people don't know that was just raw, real emotion, and that's the feeling, man. That is the feeling. When I see, we're gonna talk about it on the real. Raw Red podcast anyway, but to find out why this keeps happening in the last decade, and it comes down to recruitment. But at the end of the day, I stand by everything I said, man. I stand by everything I said on that night. These players are just crazy, but unfortunately, I've had an accident, so I've got a couple of broken ribs, and I'm not gonna be going crazy. So there's no.
I won't say Carabao Cup. Don't worry. No Carabao.
No. It's not even that. You can say, that this is the only pod. You can say whatever you want, and I'm not going to lose my plot because I can't physically do it. The pain's
man. Listen, crazy. For those that don't know, man, Nurdin had an accident on Saturday. Was it Saturday morning or Friday night? Yeah. So make sure you have him in your prayers, man. You get me? We got Aaron in the building. Aaron, you've been here as well, part of the journey. 250 podcasts. Big up to you.
That's it, man. Going, bro? Yeah. Well, can you guys hear me good? Yeah.
Yeah. Clear.
Yeah. Everything's blessed, man. Everything's blessed. Obviously, wish Nurdin well. I'm gonna try and see if I can come visit you, Nurdin, because I'm off for a week. So I'm gonna come see you, bro. I'm gonna come see you, see if you're all right.
Definitely, man.
And yeah, man. Big up everyone in the comments. Big up Brian as well. He couldn't make it, so shout out my guy Brian.
Right. Big up to you.
So, yeah, man. Other than that, everything's good, man. Life is good. Obviously, United.
We saw your video with limbs, bro. We saw it.
Yo, do you know what? A lot of people, some people on Twitter have been criticizing me. There's a guy that said, and I found it actually funny. Some guy said,
last minute winner, and people don't want you to celebrate. What's going on?
No, do you know what it is? Some guy said, he quote tweeted my video and he said, his camera's not shaking. We can't hear him shouting. That means I'm a fake fan and I'm just trying to get stuff for clicks and views. It's just like, so because my camera's not shaking, that means I didn't celebrate properly.
Oh man, I had Leslie on my shoulder. Did you see it? She was like relieved. Some people don't celebrate. Some people they show emotions in different ways. She was like, oh, thank God we've won the game. And obviously you were there, Aaron, at the game, man. And before the game, we were kind of like, 2-1, maybe lick a win. Or, bro, did we lick that, bro? And I can't lie to you. A lot of people left the stadium, And I always say to people, I don't get it. Like, why are you leaving the stadium? I get it. It's this traffic on a Wednesday. This was Saturday. Why are you leaving the stadium?
Literally.
Traffic after the game.
Because I was sat in the Sir Alex Ferguson stand all the way at the top, innit? And I could literally see people asking me to stand up so they could leave, innit? So obviously I stood up and people were leaving with their kids and whatnot. Yeah. And obviously people without kids as well were leaving. And I was like, because I was looking at the time and I was thinking, bro, are we really going to score here? But I was like, you know what? One thing I always do, and I'm glad that I've always done this with United. Every game that I've ever been to at Old Trafford, no matter if we win, draw, even if we get battered, even when we get battered, I'm like, I'm gonna stay till the end. I'm gonna stay until the end because that is the least that I can do to show my support. Do you know what I mean? That's the least I can do. So when I see people leave early, I'm like, obviously in hindsight now, you're looking at them and thinking, you lot missed 2 crazy goals towards the end. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man. But like you said, daylight robbery, man. I was there. Neji was there. He was saying, I think even you said it, like, I'm the lucky charm. I should keep coming. Do you know what I mean? I should keep coming to the games.
I'm the opposite, Aaron. I'm the opposite. People are telling me not to bother.
People been telling me not to bother. People been telling me that I'm.
Yeah, go on.
No, I was saying people been telling me that I'm the lucky charm apparently, but no, it was daylight robbery, and I think in the moment, obviously we're happy and everybody was still off that adrenaline, everything that happened at the stadium. But I think what I liked was that the majority of us came right back down to earth very quickly because we all thought, yes, it's a win, but we can't play like this every week because if we play like this against Sheffield United, as bad as they are, they can turn us over. Do you know what I mean? They can turn us over. So it's a good win, but reality hit very quickly, and that's what I liked about the majority of United fans.
No, absolutely. Big up to Jerome T. Green. Bit off topic, but the Liverpool VAR controversy, would that ever happen to United? Didn't see an apology for Romero handball. Facts, bro, man. You know what I'm saying? It's happened so many times. Even last week, I think we should have had a penalty against Crystal Palace for that handball because he kind of knew where his hand was. He just looked away that point. But, you know, with the VAR, bro, I'm just like, you know what? It's the same old, same old. I don't know if you've seen Paul Merson going at did you see Paul Merson going at Mike Dean? Shout out to Paul Merson, man. He goes, you're scared, and he's right. He's absolutely spot on, man. These referees think they know better than footballers. Oh, you know, what did he say to him? Oh, you would not, you know, you don't know the law. It's not about the law, man. It's what makes sense at the point. Logic, use your logic. Should have stopped the game when you know you could stop it. But here's what it is, man. But listen, big up to everybody who's here. Over 400 in the building. Thanks you for you lot congratulating me on the 250. Again, like I said, we're all a family here. Straightjacket podcast family, so everybody's part of it as well. So big up to everybody who's been here from the start. But Lordy, we do have to talk about it, man. The title of the video is Ten Hag still under pressure, but I've said break needed for reset. This is almost like a October half-term report. You know when you get your report in school, yeah, and you read it and you're like, oh my God, you don't want to read it. This is it, basically, man. We're sitting in 10th in the league, Lordy? Yes, 10th in the league. It's been our worst start in the season in 34 years before the Crystal Palace game. We just about scraped Brentford. I mean, you've had all the situation with the Sancho, you've had the injuries, and I'm not excusing injuries as an excuse, by the way. I'm just saying everything that's included. Lurid, man, it's been a hell of a roller coaster, man. This season, man, so far. But we've got a bit of a break now. How you so far? October now.
Man, I'm telling you, and every level, effort failed. Everything you can measure it by failed. Listen, Sally, the club's toxic. At the end of the day, the club's toxic. And every manager that comes into this club gets the same fate. Players who look good for other clubs come here and just do what they do. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's been a massive tumultuous season. But some of us said it, Saeed. Some of us called it, and I wish I didn't have to call it, Saeed. I said the fatigue can carry on unless we got five players to go into that first team. And refreshing that first 11, and we haven't. At the end of the day, we have not. And you see what happened. Even Amrabat, we get them on the last day. He's alone. He doesn't even belong to Manchester United. And then it's just absolute mismatch of players. Then we have loads of injuries, and then the rest is history. This is what we are. Where the rest is history. Manchester United are not performing the way that they should be performing, and then you see how other teams are performing. And you know what? Shout out the voice of reason. Brother in the spaces, yeah. Me and him had the talk in it, and he said to me, we had it, and I said, I expect this to be a tougher season than last season. And I was like,
of course,
listen, I said I expect Spurs to improve, but I didn't expect Spurs to be top of the league. I said I expected Chelsea to improve. But you know what? Chelsea do what Chelsea things. At the end of the day, I remember I put a tweet out and I asked people about Chelsea and said, guys, is Chelsea, are they unlucky? Or, you know what I mean? I wanted to find out, are they actually playing better football than Manchester United? They just can't finish. I put the thing out there and most people came back to me and were like, they just can't finish. So as soon as they start finishing, they start winning games. So Manchester United, for me, I watched Saeed. Obviously, I've been in bed since Friday. I've been in bed, like, resting up. And I've basically looked at it all. I've been watching football. I was watching Napoli last night. I watched, obviously, the Liverpool game. I watched the Arsenal game. That was the most snooze. Shout out to the Arsenal fans, but that was a snooze, mate. That was a horrific game of football. That was a snooze, man. I was falling in and out of sleep. I'm on heavy-duty painkillers, but I was looking and thinking, yo, are these teams that bad, super defensive, both of them? Or is it just the painkillers? But anyway, and then every team I look at, Saeed, they've got legs. They've got physicality. They've got technicality. The people, you know what I mean? Even though you lose. So I won't mind being at 10, Saeed, if there was a style of play, if there was promise. We were just unlucky. Goalkeepers were having amazing, like, man of the match performance against us. But that's not happening. That's not happening. At the end of the day, Manchester United look like a bunch of they look like a new Sunday League team that's just been put together. Absolute clueless. And worse than that, it's not even Christmas yet. It's not even Eid
No,
yet.
it's not Christmas, I know.
We're giving out presents. Every goal is a present. And I don't mind if teams score some incredible goals.
I've noticed, though, it's so easy to play against Man United now. You know, you don't even have to be I said it on Saturday, you don't have to be a well-functioning team. You just have to have the basics. Play out from the back, do simple triangles. I mean, you see the Aaron away, like Brentford were allowed to play out from the back and just, like, you know what I've noticed as well? We don't close spaces down. There's so much spaces in the team. And I'm like, yo, like, why are these spaces forming? Like, but everyone wants to blame each other. Like, everyone wants to say, you know what, that's your problem. I always see Bruno pointing. I always see certain players, like, pointing. I'm like, that's everyone together, bro. Like, we're a team. You see what I mean? Like, and I just think for me, like, there's no accountability from these players. And yes, Ten Hag has a massive issue with translating his philosophy onto the players. That I think that conversation needs to be had. But ultimately, these players, like, it's just like nobody wants to take accountability. Everyone's like, oh well, you know, it happened. It's okay now. Like, Casemiro loses the ball. Okay, who's gonna help him out? Who's gonna come and clean that mess up for him? Lindelof, he's as well, like, you know, in the box, like, I don't know what you're doing, bro. So I can't lie to you. For me, and I go to you, Aaron, is that fundamentally, I just think this team is a long way off. And when you look at the competition, Aaron, in this team, you've got Brighton, Aston Villa, you've got who else is there? Newcastle, West Ham. You know, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, Aaron. There's a lot of competition now. It's not given to finish in the top 5 this season. I'm not gonna lie, it's a struggle for me this season to finish in the top 5.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely. I think other teams have improved. They've bought well. They've made their purchases. I was looking at the West Ham game yesterday. I was looking at the highlights, and obviously I'm looking at the people that they played, and then even clubs like West Ham can now afford to bring off the likes of Mohamed Kudus off the bench. Do you know what I mean? Mohamed Kudus comes off the bench, scores. Do you know what I mean? So even they got that quality now. They've got that luxury. So it's not a given that we're going to finish in the top 4 or top 5. So it's going to be up to us, man, to win the games that we need to win, perform in the games we need to perform, because it's not going to be a given. Like I said, Sheffield United, people probably think, and people probably look at it and think, yo, Sheffield United, yeah, we'll turn them over. It's not a given, bro. It's not a given, because I'll tell you what, against Fulham, they held their own, even though they lost. So we need to be careful with these things, man. We need to be careful. It's not a given that we'll finish in the top 4, top 5.
Big up to Jerome T. Grease. If you want to see Ten Hag's impact, look at Ajax fighting relegation. Bro,
they're 16th, bro.
They're 16th, yo. They could get relegated this season. You know
that is crazy, bro.
But you know what? Like, with us, I thought we were going to be there at one point as well. I thought, luckily there's so many bad teams.
Ajax.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Big up to Killis, my guy. He says it's very worrying that second team played better than the first team during pre-season. Absolutely spot on. That was one of the things that I was worried about in the whole was our pre-season was off. We played too many games. And big up AJ says, guys seen Talkspot push this. McTominay should start over Casemiro after his winner, citing that he gets the club. People are going too far, man. Listen, man, and I get it. I hear that, Casemiro will be the next scapegoat, and you know what? He should be banished from the team. I don't think it's one individual player making us poor, Nor do I think it's one individual player that makes us better. We have to be a team. And we're not a team at the minute. You know what I'm saying? Right now, we're individuals. Rashford thinks that he could take 3 or 4 man on. Like Bruno again, another poor performance. I don't know how he stayed on the pitch. We need to be a team.
He got the man of the match.
Oh, I couldn't believe that, man. I thought Maguire should have got it, man. But it's not popular for Maguire to get it. That's the problem, man. But you know what? Like,
it was unbelievable.
There's a couple of people. There was a couple of people here, and shout out to 1886, damn, 250 episodes, started watching episodes in college, now graduating law school. Big up, guys. I still remember Ollie, we need some more legs. Yo, big up 1886, man. It's been a journey, man, but still.
It's been a proper journey, man,
Yo, we're still here, though, man. We're still here talking about the same stuff. You know what
literally.
It's just a different manager. 1886, yeah? All it is a different manager. That's all it is. It's the same old problems, but different manager. That's all we're dealing with right now. You see what I mean? So, you know what? There was a question here from, I think, Realist TV. He said, Nurdin, are you Ten Hag out? Or are you kind of like, is the manager still on the brink of getting sacked? And do you believe that it's only prolonged the situation? There's a couple of people saying, has it only prolonged the sacking of Eric Ten Hag? Like, I can't lie to you. That job, he would have been under serious pressure. You know what it's like in October, international break, Nordin. You kind of get a situation where you have these rumor mills. Do you genuinely think McTominay saved his job?
I genuinely think for now, because the pressure builds, and I do think the pressure is unfair on Eric Ten Hag. Yes, he's got lots of it to blame for. There's a lot of things to blame Eric Ten Hag for. But sacking him ain't going to fix this. Who we're going to get saved? Steve McLaren and Darren Fletcher till the rest of the season. And Mickey Phelan back.
Yeah.
Mickey Phelan and Darren Fletcher back and Steve McLaren till the end of the season. So who are we going to get? Who? Rooney?
Maybe Kieran McKenna. He's flying in the championship right now. Kieran McKenna's flying in the championship.
To be fair, Rooney's going to get appointed as Birmingham manager now.
Well,
I don't agree with that, by the way. I feel sorry for the Birmingham manager, by the way.
Because they sacked him for Rooney.
That's crazy, man. I don't know what
my
Rooney's
guy's
doing
at
there.
6. My guy's not even in trouble or anything. He's at 6.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Won 3 games in the bounce.
Yeah, but
I don't understand that.
You know what this is.
Brady.
You know
Tom Brady's jumping on it.
Exactly, and you know how Americans are. They love a marquee signing. We know this. We know this.
Yeah, absolutely. Aaron, you might have to turn your mic a little bit down. I don't know if it's a bit too loud, but I think it might be a bit. Yeah. You know what though? I think for me, I understand people who are still Ten Hag out because I don't think that was good enough. But what Aaron said before though was so key. Like you enjoy the win, but you still understand that relax now. Like we did a match reaction outside, yeah. We were like saying, "Yo, big win, Aaron." We were there, we were talking about it, but we still said like, "Yo, let's chill, man. We got away with this big time." Like, had Brentford not wasted their time, they would have won that game. They were stupid. They didn't manage the game well. They literally started wasting time. The keeper started taking forever, and they got their own medicine. That's why I think for me, we have to enjoy the win in isolation because I still think there's still big problems that are there. It's not a given you beat Sheffield United. It's not a given. Like we make teams look like world beaters. Like look at Burnley, Chelsea beat them 4-1. We struggled 1-0.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
What's my mic sounding on?
A
lot better.
Okay, cool.
A lot better.
Yeah, I agree, man. This is the first thing that I thought. Like literally, I walked out the stadium, obviously happy. I saw you do your match reaction, but then I was like, no, back to reality. You can't play like this every single game because if this is how we're playing every single game, where's the difference between this and Ollie? Because under Ollie, we were doing the same thing. We were winning games.
Yeah.
The Champions League game where Ronaldo scored in the end, Atalanta, where he scored against Atletico Madrid, where he scored against all these teams he scored against, bro. He scored, but didn't really mean much because we knew the next game we're just going to make the same mistakes all over again just for Ronaldo to save us. And bro, if that's how we're going to play football, then we might as well play without a manager because, bro, players will just
what do you
do
think
what
the
they have to
football's
do.
like now? Aaron, you watched it in, obviously, when you see it in the stadium, sometimes a bit like it's different to what you watch on TV. When you watched us here in the stadium, like, what did you think our football was like? What's our style of play when you look at it? Because obviously Højlund's suffering on his own up front. It's get the ball to Rashford. Is it get the ball to Bruno? Is it just lump the ball in the box? Because we're always looking for that first cross. Like, what is our style of play when you look at it now? Like some people saying football's chaotic. Big up Killis. Like, what is our style now? Do you think?
I don't think I can recognize the style, if I'm honest with you, Saeed.
Yeah, it's not there, is it?
It's not there. I think Nordin will agree as well. What is our style of play? I can't see it. I really can't see it, and that's why I'm struggling to. I want Ten Hag to succeed. I want it to succeed, but I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, what is Manchester United's identity? What can people even outside of the club look at? How can people outside of the club look at us and say, this is how Man United play? Because we can all look at City and we can tell how they play. We can all look at Arsenal and tell how they play. We can all look at Liverpool, Brighton, all these other teams. We can look at every single West Ham, Villa.
Man. They all play good football,
Even Villa, bro, they play attacking football. We can all look at these teams and say, that's how they play, apart from Man United. How is that possible?
You know what? Back in the day, we used to be good on the transition. We're not even good on the transition anymore.
We're not even good at that because when we try and transition, our players panic. Instead of transitioning properly, we transition, then we play a bad pass, and then we lose the ball, we concede.
Yeah. And also the shoehorning as well. It's shoehorning Nordin as well. I don't like the manager shoehorning Bruno on the right. Listen, his best position, if there is a position, it's in the 10, not on the right. Mount didn't really do anything for me apart from run around. But when I call that out, people say to me, "Oh, but he looks for the ball and
Well, at least he's got some energy. At least he's got legs in here.
But the thing is, though, we need quality, though. Like for me, energy. Brentford can match energy. Every team can match energy, Nuruddin. But you need decision makers. You need players who think right, who know when to play that pass, who know when to give the ball, who know when to drop in the shoulder, who know when to go inside and make a run. I understand
beggars
what's
can't
going
be
on.
choosers. Beggars can't be choosers. Before we had no legs and no know-how. So we were getting absolute school. Actually, our style of play currently is give free presents to the other teams, give goals away. Onana, butter fingers, mate, butter hands. I swear to God, I look at Olivier Giroud's cameo as the goalkeeper for AC Milan.
Oh, listen, we have to talk about Onana.
He looked more composed.
I'm ready to have a conversation about Onana.
You know what? I'm telling you, I'll sign Giroud up, mate. I'll take Giroud as a goalkeeper. At least he's brave, man. At least he comes down and closes down the angle. You know, at least he's closing his eyes.
Look at this comment here. Look at this comment here, Nordin. Jerome T. Green. Big up Jerome T. Green, by the way. We still have Van Gaal players, a mishmash of 4 managers players. The main issue is, in my opinion, that's on the board. You know what it is here? Can we just get I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like sometimes when you have mismanagers of players in the past, you're never ever gonna give them their due credit. You're always gonna have an agenda. Because you're always gonna be like, you know what, man, he's been on the free-fall manager, get him out. I just genuinely think for Ten Hag, for his own sake and sanity, get rid of the players that you believe, you know what, from past regimes that have failed under their managers. Keeping Lindelof, keeping these players. In the long run, it's not going to help you out because always these bad kind of habits will always come into play. The mentality. You don't realize how many managers we've been under. Do you think their mentality is strong? Do you think that they be like, no, but we've got a new manager? They're thinking, it's a new manager. It's the same old feeling. When we go 1-0 down, I'll get my wages in it. It's okay anyway, man. I've outlasted every single manager that's been here, Nuruddin. I have.
Yeah.
I've outlasted every manager.
100%. And the biggest thing is this. Even the new players that we sign, who we think were better than the crap that we had, they get into the same mentality. It's this mentality. Yeah. It's infectious. It's like a virus. They all catch it. But it comes down to it, right? So those people who are Ten Hag out, who think getting rid of Ten Hag is going to fix it, it ain't going to fix it. You're going to get Darren Fletcher. You're going to get Mickey Phelan, Steve McLaren till the end of the season. And there's going to even be more chaos. So at the end of the day, for me, under no circumstances, unless we get... Actually, I'll take relegation with Ten Hag, no problem. because that means the Glazers will go. Do you know what I mean? I'm honestly, genuinely, I'm one of these people that if it meant that the Glazers go, I'll take the relegation, mate. We'll rip it up in the Championship. And I know that sounds crazy to some of you, but that's how desperate I am.
We actually would rip it up in the Championship.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, but when I see it, guys, it'll be just a fun away days. You know what I mean? We'll have more fans than anybody else away. You know what I mean? We'll fill out stadiums. But the big thing for me is that the football club, you see how toxic the football club side. They're selling tickets to Galatasaray fans, and then they're blaming it on the fan base. Like, it's the most ludicrous stuff you'll ever see.
I know.
Like, shout out to everybody that protested on Saturday. Do you not see it, Aaron? They said it was. They tried to blame it on the fan base. Holders.
Wow.
Yeah. Aaron, Aaron, honestly, I'm not lying to you. Everywhere there was Galatasaray fans in their full kits.
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
Listen, two sisters
I couldn't get into the Barcelona stadium.
They had the Galatasaray hijab, Saeed.
Yeah, no, but I couldn't get into the Barcelona stadium after United had shagged my away ticket anyway in the first place. So it's a joke from all around. You know what I mean? I feel like for me, it's one of them where, and also, you know, let me come to you, Aaron, as well in terms of the profiling of the players as well. Like, you know, Bruno 8, Bruno at 10, you know, Mason Mount at 8, like. You got Casemiro now, who's out of the team. I think for me, rightly so. He got kicked. You know, he didn't play well, and he's out of the team. Like, do you reckon Ten Hag knows his best 11? Like, do we need to have a best 11 for us to compete, or do you think we should be second guessing the team every week? Like, because I'm not sure. Everybody seems to have their first 11, and they kind of know what they want. Like, do you know our first 11 now? Would you kind of say what it is? You know?
No, because. The starting 11 that we want to see, we're not going to see it. Unfortunately, we're not going to see it. So, yeah, it's a bit sad. The players that I think should play are not getting any minutes, and the players that are doing bad, they keep getting minutes. They keep getting played. So, where is the reward for playing well, and where's the consequence for playing bad? So we don't know our starting 11. We don't know our best 11. We don't. Because it keeps chopping and changing, and do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't think he does know his starting 11, his best starting 11.
Yeah. You know what?
To be fair, in modern football, Aaron,
yeah, go on.
Sorry, Saeed. To be fair, in modern football, you can't really have, because there's too many games. You can't have set 11. You should have set 15. Set 15. You should have about 16, 15 players that you can come and interchange. But, yeah, do I think messing around with the 5 at the back, you need continuity in there. Unless there's injuries, you keep the same back 5 continuously. You can change the midfield and attack. Do I believe they attack 3? You start with 3. Those 3 are not clicking. Bring on 3. Like Bayern do it. Big teams do it. Man City do it sometimes. They'll have 3 on the bench, and they'll bring the 3 on to go and change the game. Like yesterday, Arteta did it. You know what I mean? He brings on 3 players, 1 in midfield, 1 striker, 1 forward, and the fullback, and then they get in the goal. Those 3 players combined, Saeed, set up Martinelli, and they get the goal. So at the end of the day, this idea that you can... No, I don't believe that. But at the end of the day, I agree with her. Favoritism strikes. And I do think the biggest thing what's pissed off the fans, and Erik ten Hag has got to realise this, is favoritism. That favoritism, his favorite, the boys that he's picking, who are absolutely... I'm not making excuses, BM. I'm not making excuses. I'm giving you the reality, what the reality is. Because you would say the same. I didn't make excuses for Ole Van Gaal and Jose Mourinho. No, I would say exactly the same. It's not all their fault. That's why we coined the phrase, every manager that comes in here, the first season, they think, second season, they get put on a straitjacket, literally, Saeed. That's why the name of the podcast came. The name of the podcast, because they got put on a straitjacket. Managers and players get put on a small jacket. So we can blame them all. But the biggest thing for me, what would get him the sack, is that continuing with certain players who are not performing. And Bruno Fernandes is the classic one. The fact that he got man of the match tells me everything you need to know. Like, how did he get man of the match? Because he hoofed the ball up to Maguire's head. You get man of the match for that. That's how low we are. And the other thing about celebrating that way, because we're that crap at the moment. So this is how we are.
You don't know when the next win's going to come. You genuinely don't know when the next win's going to come. But it has given us a bit of respite. People want us to talk about Onana. You know what I mean? There's a couple of comments saying, can we discuss Onana? I can't.
Well, I never rated him. Man. A lot of people came in the comments for me.
I listen. Him. You know what, Nuruddin? For once, yeah, I'll let you have this one. I'll let you say, okay, Nuruddin did warn us about Onana, but I'm sorry, man. I watched what I watched at Inter. I seen a competent keeper. I seen a keeper who knew what he was doing. We knew what we were buying him for. But bro, I did not see Butterfingers.
But it's in a toxic football club. Saeed, it's I enter. That's what I'm saying to you. When we look at players, we're going to discuss it on the real Raw Red pod later at 6:05. People, make sure you join us. Saeed, other teams are stable. They're football clubs. They're stability. You come into the chaos at Manchester United, and the chaos is crazy. You know, at the end of the day, I genuinely, for me, Aaron will tell you, like, in terms of goalkeepers, Matt Mannion being rated was spoken about. Obviously,
he was a lot of money, though. He was a lot of money.
Yeah.
That was the cheapest option, Onana. We bought it for 39 million, basically.
You know what? I genuinely do think money is tight. We could have got Diego Costa from Porto for 55 million. I personally believe, and it would add on.
Well, you're expecting the Glazers to negotiate with Porto.
No. Listen, it's not about it, because he would want to come. He would have wanted to come. And the reason why I say that, because he's a young keeper that even if he made mistakes, he can get better. Like De Gea made mistakes. People think Schmeichel came and started it off. Everybody's got revision history. Yeah. I'm not saying. Listen, I don't rate the guy, but I'm not saying I'm not going to be one of these people. Oh, I've told you so. Even though I sound like I've told you so, but I don't think this is him. He's that bad. What I'm seeing now, I don't think he's as bad as what we're seeing now. Even though I don't rate him, I genuinely don't rate him as a goalkeeper. But he's not as bad as what we're seeing now. Is that Manchester United, the virus or the toxicity of the football club from head to toe, everybody catches this. It's like a cold. You go into Old Trafford and catch a cold. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You get cold, man. That's how it is. So everybody, so it's not as bad as he. No way is he looks as bad. Is he as bad as he looks right now? But at this moment in time, he looks like I have a little P roller, and that Jensen shot, I don't care what anybody tells me, was the biggest P roller. And everything, he's forgetting how to dive even. I look at him and think, he's the guy just, certain Sunday League teams, you see a guy there, your goalkeeper gets injured, you don't have a second goalkeeper. You ask people on a touchline, can you go in net for us? That's what it looked like to me. But it looks like he's one of these people that just come off the road and like, okay, I'll go in net for you. Who's never gone in net in his life. That's how bad he looks.
I feel like for me, it's the way he goes down to the floor, man. Like, guys, I don't know if you've seen Aaron, you would have seen it in the stadium, but the way Mama went down, and you know when you're like trying to fake an injury, or someone's hit you on the face, and then you kind of stumble on the floor. He went on the floor, and what's wrong with his hands? Like, strong hands. I don't think that's down to confidence, though. Surely that's not down to confidence, though. Come on, guys. Are we kidding ourselves? It's not a great shot stopper. Maybe we have to put that in our heads. You know what? He ain't a great shot stopper. Like, he's not. He could do little saves, tip over, little reflex saves. He did that well the other day. But then again, I have to believe this is the right man, because at the end of the day, Ten Hag's brought him in. He's brought him in now for a while, Aaron. I mean, what can we do now? We have to be patient, though. We have to be patient.
Personally, I would drop him, because this can't go on. It can't go on, and it's not a thing where like outfield players, you can keep playing him and say, oh, the confidence will come back. No, because if he concedes again, the confidence goes down, and it goes down, and it goes down. So I would say, listen, there's nothing wrong with trying the second goalkeeper. Try him out, see if it works out. Bro, you lose nothing by trying. You lose nothing. Arteta done it. Yeah. He benched Ramsdale out of nothing, so why not try it?
Yeah, but you know what it is? It makes it more damning for the manager. You know, the fact that he then obviously brought him in, and then obviously he's taking him out of the team. He's doing it now with Bruno. Bruno got the captaincy. He won't drop him. You know, now he's got this. He won't. Ten Hag won't do it.
Remember when Pep got in Claudio Bravo? Didn't work out. Binned him. It didn't work out. Sometimes these things happen, bro. Sometimes you make signings and it just doesn't work out.
It's a football club, Aaron, that backs the manager. Manchester City is a football club that backs the manager. At the end of the day, you know what? Sometimes keeping players who are playing bad in will do more damage it will cause
That's what
more
I said as well.
psychological
Yeah, you're
damage.
spot on.
So this idea, give this other guy a chance. Give him a chance. Then if he's bad, then we know then that it's just Man United curse the way it is. We're just cursed, right? So at the end, the way I look at it for me is, I just think you got to take players and know where they're like, you know, if you go to work site, if you're struggling mentally or physically, work give you time. They take you, go and have some time off.
Yeah. Go on, yeah.
Why is football any different? Why is football?
Because you know what it is though. Because footballers are robots now. Because they have to almost find that form. Like footballers, yes, it might be robotic in terms of maybe styles and whatnot, but you've got to be able to say, you know what, for the good of, you know, the football club, he has to not for me be dropped. You know, it's simple as that. It's absolutely simple as that, man. So I'm just gonna read some quotes. What Peter Schmeichel said. He said here, um, I think a lot of Onana's mistakes is pressure. I spoke to him after Bayern. I spoke to him after Galatasaray as well, and he was very, very down on the mistakes. I'm trying to speak to him about what it's like being at Man United and why mistakes you've made, you've got to put them in a box and put it in the side. If you make a mistake in one game, it might be a mistake we can see. It might be a mistake that we don't see. But you wait to think about it and analyze after the game or night or whatever. You have to be here for the next moment. If you're not, you'll make the same mistakes. And now he's upset for the whole team. This will now not trust him even more. And my God, it's not good. Yeah, as well, you know, Gary Neville spoke about it's one of the difficult positions to fill in as well if you're a keeper. Like to fill in that role there is so difficult. I don't know how good Bayanda is though. Is he good enough to kind of, you know, give competition? You know, it's not. Yo, big up Bits and Bobs, man. Big up to you, man. Scottish representative
Bits and Bobs,
in
man.
the building, man. Big up Bits and Bobs, man.
Yeah,
Definitely
man.
come link up soon, man.
Yo, big up my brother, Bits and Bobs. Man.
Yeah.
Love. Hope the family's good.
You know what it is with this?
Listen, Said, I'm not going to lie to you. At this moment in time, you got to give the Turkish kid a try. I'm not going to lie to you. You have to take Onana out of it for him to relax. He needs to relax. You know, like, remember when Casemiro came and everybody's like, oh, you got to throw him in. No. You know what? Sometimes you just got to sit on the bench, have a watch of the game, relax, and then come back in. Because I'm telling you now, even Heaton, I take Heaton. Heaton ain't going to make those mistakes. Heaton's going to make saves. Yeah. At the moment, the man's costing us points.
Yeah.
Man's costing us points.
Is he in Cameroon? Is he going to Cameroon, by the way? He might get some confidence in Cameroon.
In the African nations.
I haven't seen the squad, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. By the way, his Twitter, bro, is United Mr. Structure, innit? Mr. Structure
yes,
on Twitter. It's there. Mr. Structure, Twitter people. But you know what, though, Aaron? Like, October term report. When you look at the Premier League table, yeah, I'm going to bring up the Premier League table right now. And I don't want you to like feel any type of, I just want to analyze it for what it is right now. Shout out to Manjet. Shout out to the best podcast on YouTube. Lurid is the goal. Yeah, man. Come on, big up to you, man, bro. I don't know if you're an army general down there, but big up to you, man. Big up to the general in the building. But yeah, let me bring up. And by the way, guys, there's 850 of you in the building. Can we all like the video? It'll help us a lot on the channel. So please.
If you don't get 500 likes. If you don't get
500 likes minimum.
Shame.
Yeah,
shame
500 likes.
Man's on painkillers, extreme pain. Saeed's not feeling well, and we're still doing this. Let's go, people.
Yeah, there we go. So, Aaron, we are 10th in the league as of October. We're 8 points behind the top. In terms of the top 5, we're 4 points behind. This is it now. This is where we're at right now. It's this bit here that worries me, man. These guys are getting better, man. Newcastle, West Ham, Brighton, Aston Villa. It's not just only the top 5. You're dealing with West Ham, Newcastle, and Brighton and Villa. This is what's concerning for me, you know, is because yes, we can say, oh, you know, if we drop point, if the top 4, the traditional top 4 drop points, we may be able to sneak with it. But you've got Villa, Brighton, West Ham, Newcastle, all vying for that 5th spot. Because you never know. I think for me, Arsenal and Tottenham will finish in the top 2. Liverpool, I think for me, they'll finish in there as well. So it leaves what 2 positions? Tottenham are flying at the minute, Aaron. It's difficult, man. I don't think it's guaranteed United, you know, are going to be top 5, bro. There's no guarantees, man. No guarantees, bro.
It's not guaranteed, which is why we have to do what we have to do. Win our games. I'm looking at the fixture list, and apart from City, it looks like I'm not going to say we've got a favorable few fixtures, but we should be able to win them, you know? So it's really up to us, really. It's really up to us how we deal
Let's talk about these fixtures here. Sheffield, Copenhagen, Man City, Newcastle, Fulham away, Luton Town, Everton. It's games that, you know what it is? It's games that are favourable. But you know what? Like, I don't know, 12:30 on a Saturday against Fulham away. You don't know.
You just never know, innit?
What's going on.
You just never know.
Like, you don't know. Like, Copenhagen, you don't know with this United team. I'm just taking it game by game. I'm looking at that game there thinking, right, 3 points here. The derby will be difficult, but in a derby, form goes out the window. But ultimately, if you look at the fixtures we've had so far, let me just run it back, people. We had Wolves straight to 1-0.
I got to stop you there. Saeed, I got to stop you there. Man City team, they play 4 centre-halves at the back now. 4 centre-halves at the back.
Yeah, I know.
They're very defensive, Saeed. So stop giving me this form goes out the window. I'm expecting a proper slap at Old Trafford. Because, you know why? Before, we weren't gifting them mistakes and they would usually slap us. Now, we are the gift that can't stop giving. So, Copenhagen, for me, listen, I need Aaron and you to work out for me. How do we make sure we're not in the Europa League? Whatever the possibility, because I can't see us
we have to go out
in the Champions League.
Out, man.
So, if we finish bottom, is that it?
It's Bayern. If Bayern smack them up twice, isn't it, Aaron? Is that correct? Bayern to beat Galatasaray twice, and then we beat Galatasaray away. Yeah. Sorry, we do our 2 games with Copenhagen and then beat Galatasaray away. So that's the only way it's going to happen, man. Listen, I'm with you, Nordin. I don't want to be in the Europa League. I'm with you. I'd rather be out the Europa League. So I think we're actually in the same boat. I think we're in the same boat here. But when I say to you people how difficult this season's been, let's look at the games we've actually struggled in the season. We just about scraped past Wolves. Tottenham was convincing they beat us. We just about beat Nottingham Forest. We lost to Arsenal. We lost to Brighton at home. We lost to Bayern away. We just about scraped past Burnley. We beat convincingly a B team, whatever you want to call it, in the Carabao Cup. We lost to Palace at home. We lost to Galatasaray at home. We just about scraped past Brentford. I don't know. This season is not sustainable, man.
So, you know the funniest thing? You know the funniest thing? The 2 games that we actually, I thought, played well in were the 2 games against who's top of the league right now. The 2 teams on top of the league. At North London. Arsenal. I actually think that we were very unlucky against Spurs, right? We should have had a penalty. Bruno should have scored. And if we would have different game. And at Arsenal, we should have had a penalty. Arsenal should have had a penalty. Garnacho goal. I'm telling you, Said, I knew then that VAR, they were drawing the wrong lines. I knew the VAR, offside wasn't working because I'm telling you, know me, I'm very cautious. In the stadium, watching it on TV, I don't celebrate because I'm always waiting for VAR. That one there on the first look.
You know, same. I actually look at the linesman now. You know the linesman. I actually watch the linesman because I'm like, I'm celebrating, but then I'm like, I look quickly and I'm like, oh, it's offside, Leslie. I have to tell Leslie it's offside.
This is what I'm saying to you. So I look at the lines person, and then I wait for VAR. But this one on the eye, Saeed, that Arsenal game, that goal looked onside. I don't care what anybody tells me. VAR got it wrong, and people are like, "No, on offsides, that's what it is." And then I see what Gabriel did to Højlund. Like that's a penalty. I don't care what anybody says. So yeah, the calls went against us. You're a moot, Saeed. You're a moot. The calls went against us.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And actually, in those 2 games, we played well. It's the only 2 games I think we lost. When I'm like, other than the Galatasaray, with that, you know what? Actually, we played well. Do you know what I mean? They got the second goal on the break. You know what I mean? Spurs. You know what I mean? So Arsenal are saying they got a goal on the break when we were going for it to get the equalizer. So you have to put that in context. But other than that, the rest of them, we've been horrendous. Palace at home, horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Brighton, horrendous. Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest, horrendous. We were holding on against 10 men. Wolverhampton, horrendous. So if you, I can count how many games we played. We played 11 games, Saeed. about 4 that we played all right. 4 games we played all right.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Crystal Palace, 20 minutes at Tottenham.
So Crystal Palace in the cup. So Crystal Palace in the cup. Galatasaray. Spurs
Galatasaray
for the first half.
Spurs 20 minutes. Yeah.
Arsenal for at least a half and a bit. That's it. And that's not it, like that's it. But
and this is all like when the underdogs kind of feel like it feels like an underdog story. Like it's not Man United and what we are as a club. Like the standard should be higher. The standard should be we should be playing a brand of football by now with Erik ten Hag that we can play for 100 minutes. Like when I look at United right now, one thing that has been for me so clear is that we're one half FC or we're second half FC. You know, this 20 minutes FC. Like that shouldn't be happening at United. It shouldn't be. Shouldn't be happening where we're 20 minutes FC. You know, and that can't keep happening for me. And that's something that Ten Hag needs to address, man. But obviously we don't really have the players to kind of do that in the international break. I mean, there's no one around, you know what I mean? There's only the players that are not on international duty. You know, that's the only players that, you know, we can't, you know, we can only bring on right now. So I don't know, man. I feel like for me, will it get better after international break? Who knows, man? We could get slapped back down to reality. Saturday, Sheffield United. You know, we could get slapped back down to reality. We don't know. The problem is right now is that
against big games, in big games against Man City, they were so unlucky. Against Man City Saturday, they were so unlucky against Man City. They actually played well.
Yeah.
So in the big games, they're going to be up for it. Majority of their players didn't go into national break. He's going to have the 2 weeks to drill them. And you know it these days, it doesn't take much to beat Manchester United these days. It doesn't take much to beat us. We give goals away. So we keep gifting teams mistakes. That's what I'm saying to you. And I look at it and think, well, how much can you blame the manager?
Yeah.
How much can you blame the manager? And at this moment, the question to ask is to ask everybody: forget style of play. We need to put points on the board.
Yep. I'm gonna get our stats up for this season in the Premier League. Let me just put it up here. These are the stats this season. 8 matches played, 4 wins, 4 losses, 9 goals, 12 conceded, 2 clean sheets. You know how embarrassing that is, guys?
I think we conceded 18 in all competition.
Look at that. Goals per game, 1.13.
Saeed, we've conceded 19 in all competition. 19 goals in all competition.
Look at the shooting accuracy. Look at the shooting accuracy. 31%.
Incredible.
Goals per match. Conceded, that's how we conceded. Look. Goals
and how many shots has Bruno taken where the choice of shot and the percentage of shots going to be successful has been wayward? How many times?
Yeah. It's mad, Tackle percentage, 59%. That's poor as well when you deep it. Very, very poor. Onana's been 27 saves this season.
Listen. Sorry. Is there a way to look at how much we kept the ball possession?
Look at that. Look at the crossing accuracy. Out of 157 crosses, 19% crossing accuracy.
That is very poor.
Staggering, man. These are the numbers, this season so far. These are the numbers, guys.
Listen, the passing accuracy is a lie. We keep the ball in our own half, so we pass it.
I know. That's what we do. Yeah, of course. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's absolutely wild, man. 31% is our shooting accuracy. Troy, man. This is not good numbers, man. For me, a king there as well. 9 goals this season, man. It's not good enough, man. That's 1.1.
We've conceded 9. We've conceded on our competition 19 goals.
Wow. What do you make of this, Aaron?
It's just very poor, man. It's just very, very poor.
Ask you this question, Eric. Can I ask you this question?
Yeah,
at this moment in time, do you want Erik ten Hag just to let the pressure off him, get results, and then hopefully in the second half of the season we'll see some style of play? We hope and pray.
I would like that. I would like that. Hopefully you can do that. In January, hopefully we can offload more people, get new people in, but then again, that's probably too much to ask with.
That's living on a prayer, Aaron. I'm telling you, that's Bon Jovi, bro. Living on a pray. I can't even sing anymore, and I've got broken ribs.
So
Listen,
yeah, hopefully we can do that.
It's you know what, it is depressing, man. I think for me, it's not good, man. Your opening might be our only way to qualify for Champions League. Hi, listen, we don't want to think of that, man. Right now, I'd rather be out of it. I'll be real with you, man. It's not worth the stress. It's not worth the Thursday nights for me. You know, when you're in the Champions League as well, nah. If we were in the competition from the start, then I may turn an eye to it. But right now, it's someone saying, "Could you compare to Villa and Brighton's numbers, please?" You know that would take forever, but it's definitely better than what we are right now. I think, yeah, you spot on. Crunch King says it here. It's about decision making. We get to the final third and have to make stupid decisions. Yeah, I think Rashford's a key example of that. You know, Rashford's form has been absolutely terrible. You know, he's been subbed off now, 60th minute. Aaron, it's getting more and more earlier. You know, earlier and earlier. Like Ten Hag's had enough. Casemiro out. Like the manager's now saying, "Yo, you man are just letting me down."
And Saeed, I'm not getting excited though, because I'll see it with Bruno. If you don't start with Bruno, then I'll give props to I'll defend everything. I'm defending
him. That's the start. That's the start of the end for some players, man. Because they need to start performing. If they don't perform, Ten Hag now I think he's losing patience because he's like, "Yo, you guys are my trusted men, but you're letting me down. So you know, you're gonna get less minutes. I'm going to take you off at halftime. Listen, Bruno's next. Bruno will be next. If he carries on putting in those mediocre performances, I don't think Ten Hag will hesitate to give the armband to someone else and just leave Bruno on the bench and bring him on, because Bruno's not... We've played how many games now? 11? 10? 10, 11? In 11 of those games... we've played 11, 12 games, let's say. And in at least 10 games, Bruno has been awful. Terrible. You're muted, bro.
It's one of them with Bruno Fernandes now. When the goals dry up here, he don't give you anything. Like he doesn't keep the ball well. He doesn't do things that, like a midfielder can do. Like he needs to be involved in the game, but when he's involved in a game, he actually loses the ball more often. And that's a detriment to our style. That's the problem with Bruno Fernandes.
He's played more games. Big up to Khalees from Medina Lassie.
Yeah. Has he sent you that as well? Let me read that as well. Let me get that up as well.
Yeah. Like basically, he's played more football than anybody else, and that's why you have to take him out. He's not a machine. You got to protect the player from themselves, Saeed. You have to protect. You've got a duty of care on the player. He's not going to find form at the moment. He's just fatigued. That's why now. Yeah. Even though he's supposed to play on the right side, if you look at that game, Aaron, you were there on TV. It looked like he wasn't in the first half. His positioning discipline is horrendous. He doesn't stay on the right.
6,000 minutes is crazy, man. That's mild, man. 6,000.
Take him out, man. He's not a robot. You got to protect him and get him on the bench.
And you know what? He might have a better impact on the bench when to help you kind of get in the final third, because then you've got a player who's coming on. The Bruno agenda is sickening. First with Maguire, then McTominay. Now, listen, I don't think it's an agenda, Graham, man. We don't do agendas on there. We actually just tell it for what it is, mate. So if you
Graham,
think Bruno can play well this
season, he scored one goal against Burnley. That was it, and he didn't actually perform amazing in that game. He wasn't amazing in that game. You tell me what performance he was. Fatigue's how's it? Listen, Tachi, how's fatigue an excuse? He is a guy, he's not that horrendous, but he's fatigued. How can you play more football than in world football? You play more minutes in world football. He should be taking a rest. Yeah. He shouldn't be, to be fair, he shouldn't be going to Portugal. He should be going on holiday for 2 weeks.
Arsenal have took all their players out. Have you noticed Arsenal? They've told Saka to stay, apparently. There's another player, Trossard, is now out with a hamstring injury. He must have got a little bit of an injury and thought, you know what? Like they're taking their players out. United are saying, yeah, go on then. I've go on and enjoy yourselves, innit? Like, go straight out, man. And that's the concern for me, man. I'm glad Varane is retired, because now Varane is injured as well. You know what I mean? I don't know how long he's out for. I hope he's okay. But we need to manage. And Højlund as well. I don't want to be seeing Højlund running around as well, because he looked a bit tired as well, to be fair, in the game as well. He looked like he was playing a lot of minutes. But again, it's a lot, man. A lot of reliable as well. Martial's getting little minutes here and there, so boy, man, it's a lot to kind of delve into, man, and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So No player should be playing week in, week out. Bukayo Saka now has been withdrawn from the England squad as well, just right now. Just tweeting now. Bukayo Saka, he's been drawn from the England squad. Rashford should do the same, really. Rashford shouldn't be in the England squad.
100%.
Let's be real.
100%. He
shouldn't be in the England squad.
It shouldn't be. To me, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you've been not performing, you should stay and work out with a sports psychologist, with the fitness guys, just to get the next 2 weeks, just either to go on holiday, right, have a total mental break from football, or work on the bits. Look at the video analysis, see what's going wrong. Nobody should be going anywhere. So I'll be shocked. Look, Lindelof will be off. Maguire obviously off. Varane might be there. Is Lindelof going to Sweden? I bet he is.
Bro, he shouldn't be going, man. He was absolutely broken. The guy should have went off after the first challenge. When he got done on the left-hand side? He was already gone then, and he's still playing. Like, what are you doing? Like, come on, mate. Like, again, that's what I'm saying. It's down to the players as well to be, to also do that. Casemiro as well is going to play for Brazil in the neck of the woods as well. In next Sao Paulo, whatever it's going to be, he needs the rest as well. So it's not good, man. It's not good.
So you just think about it. We're gonna come back against Sheffield United. We're gonna come back. Majority of their squad not internationals. They're all gonna be chilling at home. They're all gonna be working hard, doing a game plan, and we come back for that Saturday night. Saturday night we come back. Sheffield United stadium. As well, I've been there.
What a time!
Small stadium.
Yeah. I've been there as well. I've been there.
Fans on top of you.
Yeah.
And these guys who've been flying.
Season, they've not been battered, this season, guys. I don't know if you see Sheffield United's results. I know they've lost a lot of games, but if you look at it, apart from one game, the games have been close. They've been 1-2-1s, 3-1, 1-0s, like, Spurs last minute winner, Man City last minute winner. Apart from the Newcastle game, they've actually been competing in games. They've just not had the quality, if you know what I mean.
Yo, boys, really sorry. I'm gonna have to dip because I'm going to another stream minute. I'm gonna have
big up,
bro. Big up, man.
Big up, man.
Love, bro, Aaron. Make sure you're following people. Yeah, it was only Newcastle that hit them for 8. That was the only one, people. That was the only one. There wasn't any other else ones that was like.
And to be fair to them, Said, and to be fair, everything Newcastle hit went in. Everything Newcastle hit went in. Like, it's crazy.
I think Faz put something on Twitter. Big up to Faz. He said, "How much would United win away from home?" Like, what it is, we just need a little bit of a 4-5-0 win, man. Like, it'd be good to just have a 4-5. Man United have not scored more than 3 goals in a game. I think more than 3. Oh, sorry, a goal margin of 3 apparently for a while. I don't know when the last time we've done it. I think we beat Chelsea 4-1. Was it 4-1 we beat Chelsea?
Yeah.
But more than 3 goals. Yeah. No, I think it was 4-1. I think it was 4-1, people. But we've not beaten a team more than 3 goal margin. None, never in a while. I don't know when the last time was. You have to let us. You have to let us know, people, in the comments below when the last time we've done that. So, we need shooting beats on. We need players to find form, man. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know how it is with you. Listen, I don't know how it is with you. Seriously, I don't know how it is with you. But when I watch Manchester United, we just look old and slow and lethargic.
Yeah, slow.
Other teams have like the game's faster. It's more intense. Do you not see that, or is it just me? See, my eyes are lying to me. Listen, we're going to be discussing that. Come on, join us on the Real Raw Red podcast. We're going to be talking about why.
I agree with you, though. We are slow. We are lethargic, and also. The biggest thing for me is that we lack a plan B. Like, there's no plan B in it. Like, I think the biggest one is, when you're in a game, you need quick, decisive decisions. Okay, McTominay was that in the weekend, and that was good. But other than that, like, we play the same way. We play the same kind of, like, just lump it up. We're so direct now. We're just not even playing on the floor. Players are making so many. That's what it is right now. And I think what Ten Hag has done right now is that he's playing almost kind of like safe. Everything's safe now, and
playing with fear. It's fear. That's fear.
It's fear.
Playing with fear. You can't play with fear. You can't, and that's what we're doing. We're defending with fear. That's why we're making all of the mistakes as well. That's what we're doing. 100%. People, listen. We're going on to the Real Raw, Red Pod. Come and join us. We're going to be talking about who's to blame for the past decade, other than the Glazers. To me, it's the recruitment. Because I look at our players, they just look old and sluggish. Ponderous FC.
Facts, no, 100%, man. Like I said, we got 2 weeks now to kind of just,
I needed a break, Saeed. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I needed a break as well. I don't have to go on holiday now, Nuruddin. You know what I mean? Normally I go on holiday when there's a bit of a crisis. Now I can just relax now, just enjoy the Manchester weather. You know what I'm saying to you? So I will be staying in the UK. You know what I mean? Even though I want to fly out, but it is what it is. And yeah, we just rest up now. We just enjoy it. We enjoy the time now, but we go back and we have to realize what the situation will become. But big up to everybody who's been here. Make sure you like the video, people. There's still 800 people in here. I don't know how many likes we've got right now. I hope we have got 800 likes. That would be very, very good. 370 likes, guys. If you've not liked the video already, hit the like button. It costs you nothing, generally, guys.
Yo, man's got broken ribs. Man's got broken ribs. Yeah. High on painkillers.
He's got broken ribs.
And you guys are taking the biscuit. I swear to God, you're taking the biscuit. Big up Sophia, Talks Football.
Big up Sophia,
You know what? I remember the days we used to hate the international break, just the flow of the games. We used to hate. Now we look forward to the international breaks.
Yeah, we look forward to it, man. So big up to everybody who's enjoying it.
Yo, I can't laugh.
I also want to say solidarity as well with the people of Palestine as well. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's solidarity with the people of Palestine.
To the people of Palestine, man. You know what? Allah's watching, innit? Allah's watching. Yeah. So stay resolute, solidarity and love to every one of you out there resisting the massacre.
Absolutely, man. You get me?
Shout out troops, man. Well. Shout out troops, man. Shout out troops for calling out. I've called troops out here before, but shout out troops for calling out his own player. Shout out troops. Big, you've gone up in my estimations, bro. Big up and love and light. Free Palestine.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Big up to everybody who's locked in here. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and come over to United Therapy. We're